Michigan Magazine is kept on the road by our many Michigan friends. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Thunder Bay Resort in Hillman. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Experience the beauty, artistry, and taste of Northern Michigan. Come to Amish Country Natural Products on Mount Tom Road, north of Mile, just off M33. From arts and crafts to fresh foods and vegetables, all natural, all local, all good. Stop by and get acquainted with Amish Country Natural Products, 1454 North Mount Tom Road, Mile. On this week's Michigan Magazine, we're sailing the high seas aboard a tall ship. Well, more precisely, we're going to cruise Lake Michigan's Traverse Bay aboard the school ship Manitou, a schooner dedicated to educating students on the ecology of the Great Lakes. But first, Michigan Magazine's Cliff Parent fills us in on the upcoming Northern Michigan Cowboy Days. They'll see cowboy lookalikes from throughout the U.S. converging on the area, bringing back the Old West when good triumphed over evil every time. Plus, another last-minute chance to grab the phrase or word of the day for our vacation and gift giveaways. We'll be drawing winners within days. Stay tuned. It's all coming up on Michigan Magazine. Cops and Donuts Bakery, downtown Clare, what began as a crazy idea among 9 police officers to purchase the historic Clare City Bakery quickly became an international phenomenon, carrying on a Michigan tradition with delicious donuts, pies, pastries, breads, original coffee, and more, plus a full menu at the new adjacent traffic stop diner. Downtown Clare, a winning combination. Cops and Donuts. Hale Hardware, your do-it-center in Hale, Michigan. Much more than a regular hardware store, providing everything you need for whatever your project is, along with a knowledgeable sales staff to get her done. Serving Northern Michigan since 1946. Hale Hardware, south of M65 at Ainsley in Hale. Hingeman Acres, Canoe Livery and Resort on M33, just north of Mayo, catering to the outdoor enthusiasts. Cabins, canoes, kayaks, rafts, and more. Daytime or overnight trips along the world-famous Asabo River. A family getaway for over 75 years. Well, it's a beautiful day in Northern Michigan. We are located at the campground for Parkview Acres in Lupton. We're with Cliff Parent, of course, our Uncle Cliff from Uncle Cliff's Kitchen. We've got that coming up shortly at the Michigan Magazine Museum. A lot of things happening, and we're going to be talking about what is happening at some of the events coming up in the area. Specifically, we're talking about Cowboy Days, which is right around the corner, something that you've been involved with, Cliff, for many, many years, huh?
Yeah, we started in 2000. We had them up here just to do a grand opening, and then every year since then we just keep getting bigger and bigger. But next year we have a fellow coming in that plays Gabby Hayes, and he's going to come in from Nebraska.
Well, this year we've got some new locations. It's going to be more exciting than ever. We've got a big community down south of us that is known for their community happenings, and we've got something that is just kind of sprouted out of the wilderness up by Luzerne, a couple of places and locations, and some old favorites like Parkview and Kenyons. Tell us about the new things coming up this year, Cliff.
Well, this year we're going to be in downtown Clare. We'll be there all day on the 4th of July, and they have a lot of events that we're working on, but we haven't got the final schedule yet. But they're going to have a barbecue in the park. They're going to have the Sheriff's Department and the Mounted Police will be doing demonstrations, and then they have Rob Retree. He does free reining with his horses, and they're going to be a demo. And we're going to have shootouts. We're going to have autograph sessions. They're going to have music. And we got some other surprises coming up with Cops and Donuts. And we're working on the Doherty Hotel. We're going to be doing something over there. We're just trying to get that wrapped up here shortly. But we'll keep you posted. Just keep watching Michigan Magazine, and you'll see it all there. So.
Right. And the dates for the cowboy appearances are what?
July 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Okay.
July 4th will be in Clare. July 5th We're going to be at Parkview Acres in the morning and Kenyon's Lakeside Resort in the afternoon, and we'll have shootouts out there with their famous barbecue, the chicken and rib barbecue she's going to have this year, so we should have a lot of fun. And then on the 6th, we're going to be at Coopersville. This is a fellow that had a dream, and he's built a western town up there, and he's still building some more buildings. He's going to have a couple more finished before we get there on the 4th. Now, this is located about 14 miles north of Luzerne, and there'll be signs up, and just to follow the signs. And he's open year-round, and he don't charge nothing to come in and look at his western town, and the buildings have got artifacts and all that type of stuff in it. So Spike should have we should have a lot of fun. It's a beautiful site back in there. And he's got the mountain, the little hill back there where he's got the gravestones, and he's got the water wheels and the bar and the general store and the post office. He has it all. It's really interesting. It should be a lot of fun. So.
All right, now when we talk about cowboy lookalikes, what's on the roster? Who's on the roster? Who's going to appear and kind of treat us to the good old days?
First of all, we're going to have Don Cagle that plays the Lone Ranger, and this will be his last hurrah. He's retiring after our 4th, but he said he'll always come up here anyways, but he's officially retiring. Then we got Ken Cagle and Mary Cagle. They play Rooster and Eula. Okay, here we have Lash Larue. He's coming from Maryland. He plays, that's Bob Wallace. Here we got Gary Cagle. He plays Matt Dillon. He's from Ohio. That's Don Cagle's brother. Here we got Mike Cagle. That's the son of Don. He plays Tom Mix. Over here we have a new one coming in this year. It's Bob Sieber. He's been playing John Wayne for over 30 years, and he's won awards wherever he goes. And he's coming in from Andersonville, Tennessee. And then we have Rachel Schaefer coming in. She plays Annie Oakley.
They're going to be in town. They're going to be performing shootouts, kind of recreate the Old West. Yep. And, of course, they're going to visit with the kids, autographs and whatnot. And,
they just love the kids.
But there's going to be some goodies, some eating and some food out there that people can purchase.
They're catering the food out there at Coopersville. Okay. They're going to have pulled pork and hot dogs and all that kind of stuff for so it should be lots of fun.
We're looking forward to a lot of things happening this summer, and we've got so much to share with everybody, so we'll check in with you later.
Watch the show, because we've got a lot of giveaways, vacation trips. We're going to have tickets to the Thunder over Michigan.
Yeah.
And we got just all kinds of freebies, so make sure you sign up. I checked this morning, and I see we had a bunch signed up overnight. So
yeah, so there you go.
We'll start giving this stuff away the end of June. We got all kinds of stuff to give away, so...
Check out our website, Michigan Magazine, and you'll find out all about it. Thanks, Cliff.
Thanks, Barry. We'll see you, folks.
Michigan Magazine is being brought to you in part by Rose Valley Winery on Beechwood Road in Rose City. See what thousands are raving about, creating a delicious variety of award-winning Michigan wines. Stop by and taste for yourself. The taste of Michigan is yours at Rose Valley Winery. The Michigan-made rebounding mailbox pole. Never again worry about the winter snowplow taking out your mailbox with this ingenious rebounding pole. Your mailbox takes a hit and keeps coming back year after year. Call now or visit their website, toughmailboxes.com. Remembering good times and great food, Frank and Lisa invite you to Tin Lizzie's in Mile for a blast back to the 50s and 60s when food was made from scratch, including home-ground Angus burgers. A full menu of great food and good memories await you at the new Tin Lizzie's of Mile. Planning your special day? Canyons Resort on beautiful Sage Lake can make it happen. Enjoy a beachfront wedding. Everything in one location. Food, beverage, lodging, and entertainment. Canyons handles everything from floral arrangements to the wedding cake. Call now to reserve your special day at Canyons.
Vacation. Don't make the planning of it more than what you're trying to get away from. At northernmichigancabinrentals.com, you can choose from over 2,500 cabins, cottages, lodges, resorts, lakefront vacation home rentals, and more. Whatever experience you're looking for, from rustic to luxury and everything in between. No more rustling with telephone books. No more endless internet searches. Just one site with over 2,500 Northern Michigan destinations. northernmichigancabinrentals.com.
The beauty of Michigan's Great Lakes lies both above and below the surface. For a century, man has utilized the waterways for food and transportation with little or no regard for the safety of their ecology, believing that the pristine waters would remain forever. But just in the past few decades, man's disregard for his actions resulted in serious pollution and ecology damage to some areas of the Great Lakes. Now, after years of aggressive cleanup action, the waters are returning to their former state. And to keep them that way, ecologists are making sure educational programs are instituted in and out of our public schools to keep the concern alive for generations to come. One such program is based in Traverse City and instituted by a nonprofit organization called the Inland Seas Education Association. This organization utilizes traditionally rigged sailing schooners for school ship programs. The ships are licensed and inspected by the U.S. Coast Guard and manned by professional crews. The school ship program is designed for elementary through middle school students. The tall ships take the students onto the Great Lakes for a hands-on experience and a lesson on Great Lakes ecology. Michigan Magazine followed the Mills Elementary School 4th grade students from Midland, Michigan, aboard one such ship, the Manitou, out of Northport. We talked first with Captain Dave McGinnis about the school ship program and about the Manitou itself.
The Manitou is a schooner. She was built in Portsmouth, New Hampshire in 1983, and she's owned by Traverse Tall Ship Company, which has had her here in Northport since 1991.
Okay.
And we run the school ship program with Inland Seas Education Association from May through June, and then the rest of the year we are doing 3 and 6 day windjammer trips, passenger trips.
Okay. What is there's schools from across the state of Michigan that come out here and they learn what?
Well, the premise of the program is to take the kids through a series of experiments to really heighten their awareness of the ecology of the lake, in the hopes that when they become adults and they take over things, that
good stewards.
They will be good stewards of the land. That's the entire premise of the program, and we take them out and we run through various water experiments, bottoms samples and such, and through those they're able to see that there's actually quite a bit of life under the surface. The first thing I'll do before they even set foot on board the ship is give them a talk on safety. And you know, these are big vessels, and there's a lot of heavy gear on them, and we want to make them very aware that this is an environment that they have to respect for their own safety.
Right.
So I'll take them through safety, we get them on board, and then as we're getting underway, they'll sort of become oriented to the ship. They break into groups, and they'll get a tour of the vessel. On our way out to the island, they will check wind velocity, they will note the wind direction, various weather elements, things like that, cloud cover. Once we get out to the island, we'll anchor, and they'll be filled in on the history of the island, which has a pretty interesting little story behind it. They also talk about the island that we're going out to, called Bellow Island, which is pretty much known as Gull Island around here, and there's good reason for that. It's pretty much a bird rookery,
yeah.
And they're filled in on the nesting habits of the gulls and the cormorants. They talk about the DDT problems in the 60s and how the cormorants were almost wiped out. And then they go through various experiments, water clarity, the pH level. They dredge for plankton so that the kids can look at the plankton later on. And then we get underway and we set sail. And then we break the kids into 5 groups, and we have various stations set up on board. And the kids in their groups will rotate through all the stations as we're sailing back to the harbor here.
So they all get a chance to learn what each operation is and what...
Exactly. And it ranges from studying the plankton to steering the ship.
Dave, a little bit about yourself. Are you from Michigan?
Actually, I grew up in New Jersey, and I'm pretty much an Easterner, born and raised. And I brought Manitou here from Vermont, which was her former home, in 1991. And I've been with the vessel since she came out here.
Okay. Did you sail it here? Or
We did a combination of, well, we sailed her. We brought her through the Erie Canal and into Lake Ontario, and then through the Welland Canal and across Lake Erie, and then through the Detroit River and up Lake Huron, and finally to here.
Let me ask you, what do you see as far as the water quality has been over the years? Is it, do you find that the Great Lakes is improving?
I find that this area, the water is very healthy. Just from the experiments we do with the kids, I mean, this is real science they're doing, and the information gathered there has told us that the water in this part of the lake is quite healthy, high oxygen content, and I think that being that, I wasn't here at the times when we had the serious ecological problems, but it seems to me that there's been quite a turnaround up in this part. I think the biggest problems at this point might be a lot of foreign bodies, zebra mussels, pithotrephes, all the foreign life that is threatening some of the fish and plant species here.
Well, now let's walk over here and meet some of your crew. Now, this is some of the full-time crew, is that right, through the summer months?
We have a combination here.
A combination. Hi, gang.
Some of us are with Inland Seas, are instructors with Inland Seas, and some are crew on the Manitou.
Hi, Shirley. Hi. And you've been with the Manitou for how long?
This is my 3rd year.
Your 3rd year. What is it out of all of this, you spend your summers doing this all summer long, do you?
No,
or just part?
no. This is my day off, fun thing to do.
Your day off fun thing.
Right.
Somebody might be out golfing or fishing, but this is what your fun thing is to do, is to get out here and to educate our younger folks, as well as us older folks, about the ecology, about the water quality we have in the Great Lakes to keep it clean.
And that's it.
Yeah. What is it that is really the thing that inspires you along this line?
I think the interest of the children and the education we can do, so the children go home and educate their parents on safe ways they can contribute to keep the water clean.
Okay. Bill, you've been with the Manitou for how long?
Well, I'm with Inland Seas.
You're with Inland Seas.
Yes,
Okay.
and I've been with them for about 5-6 months.
5 or 6 months.
Mhm.
And you see a lot of the students when they come aboard, when they leave, that their eyes are lit up a little bit more when they come out.
I think most of them are.
In all honesty, I've got to sit down beside Kathy. And the reason for that is,
The food is amazing.
if I was aboard the Manitou, I'm afraid that I'd come off probably about 20 or 30 pounds heavier, not skinnier.
Yeah,
That looks
Annie
great.
makes her own bread in that wood stove.
You make your own bread here aboard ship, aboard the schooner, and you make the rhubarb pie
Yep.
Pecan pie, too.
and pecan pie. All low calorie though, isn't it? I mean, there's no...
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Well, Annie, we're going to have to try some of that rhubarb pie. What is it that Dave sees in the future? What is Dave, I mean, how much longer are you going to stay with
For
us?
me here?
What do you plan?
Boy, that's a tough question. They change almost daily. For the immediate future, I see myself staying with Manitou. I really like this vessel a lot. I enjoy the program that we run here, and I really like this area. It's a beautiful place to live, and this is a great medium in order for me to live in an area like this.
Well, I can see that we will be getting aboard here with the students here before too long. So at this point, I'd like to say thanks for the talk and filling us in on a little bit about the Manitou and about yourself. And we'll let the students learn the rest here.
Okay.
Thanks again, Dave, for being part of Michigan Magazine.
Okay.
Our journey on the Manitou continues on a future edition of Michigan Magazine as we visit with Midland Mills Elementary teacher Ray Miller and his 4th grade students about the lessons they learned that day aboard the school ship.
Thanks to these Michigan businesses for their support of Michigan Magazine and the Skyline Event Center. Oscoda County's Timberland Quilt Trail. Tour our quilt trail next time you're in northeastern Lower Michigan. Cedar Valley Golf Club on Weaver Road, Cummins, Michigan. The beautiful Woodworker Shop located directly across the street from the Skyline Event Center. Detweiler Chalets of Fairview open all year. New recreational trails on man-made lakes. Cummins Market in downtown Cummins, the best little store in town. The Kirtland Insurance Agency, your independent agents in Lewiston and Mile. Fairview Food Market, famous for their fresh and home smoked meats, located on the corner in Fairview. historic mod dealers of Luzerne. Your hosts, Mo and Bird Smith, invite you to enjoy good food, drink, and company. Tin Lizzie's 50s and 60s Diner of Mayo, a Michigan dining destination. Thanks again for joining us on this edition of Michigan Magazine. Here comes another phrase of the day to give you a chance to win a Michigan vacation getaway or a host of other prizes from Michigan Magazine TV. The phrase is Michigan's Inland Seas. Send the phrase via email to iwatchmichiganmagazine@gmail.com or in a card or a letter to Michigan Magazine, P.O. Box 424, West Branch, Michigan 48661. We'll see you next week for another edition of Michigan Magazine. We'd like to thank all those that help keep Michigan Magazine on the road. Thunder Bay Resort, a destination for all seasons with special events and packages. Cops and Donuts and the Traffic Stop Diner, open 7 days a week and 24/7 during the summer. Amish Country Natural Products of Mayo, featuring area arts, crafts, food, and all natural products. Luzerne Hardware, downtown Luzerne, more than just a hardware. Hitchman Acres, Cabins and Canoes of Mayo. The Mayo Mud Bogs, July 5th and August the 30th. For home, medical, and healthcare products, visit Rose City Drug at 2640 North M33, just south of Rose City city limits. Rose City Drug has a complete diabetic department, including shoes. Serving Michigan for over 20 years. Rose City Drug, Rose City. Announcing the Michigan Paddle Sports Directory, your one-stop internet connection. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, it's now possible to explore Michigan's extensive waterways like never before. Michigan Paddle Sports Directory is a comprehensive directory of canoe and kayak rentals and liveries throughout the entire state of Michigan. At MichiganPaddlesports.com, you'll find a great paddling route, outfitter, store, school, rental shop, or tour guide. Michigan's great waterways are waiting for you. Make it an adventure worth remembering by first visiting MichiganPaddlesports.com.